like to welcome everybody to the Delaware County Commissioners meeting. It is Monday, May 6, 2024. The time is 9:01. If everybody could please stand for the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ed, can you call the roll, please?
Yes. Mr. Henry. Here. Ms. Reagan.
Present.
King.
Here.
Mr. Brook.
Here,
First, we'll go to table business, Board of Zoning Appeals.
Still have nobody.
Yeah.
We'll keep that tabled. Then we'll move to approval of the minutes, Commissioners meeting April 1st, 2024.
I move we remove that from the table.
Second.
Have a motion and a second for removal. Ed, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes.
We could adopt them later, I guess, with the, or we can do it.
I'll make a motion, we approve those minutes. April 1st, 2024.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Ed, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Henry. Yes. Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes. Next, we'll move to Commissioners meeting April 15th, 2024.
I'll move that we adopt.
Second.
Have a motion and a second for adoption. Ed, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes. Next, we'll move to contracts and agreements for approval. Delaware County Farm Ground bids. Mr. Brook.
yes, looks like I have some bids here, so I'll open those. This is for the farm ground at 3100 South Tillotson. First one I have is from Chad Spangler. Because it's 3 different parcels, total bid of $4,703.40, 4703.40. Next one is from Crossroad Family Farms. This one is for $10,776.31, 10,776.31. Then there's a third one. I don't know if this is a bid or not, but we'll take these. Said it's from Lakeside Book Company, so I don't know. I don't think this is. No, this is just magazines for me. So it's not a bid. NACO doesn't bid very much, so
John, those totals, were those for the yearly or
annual, yes,
for,
per year.
okay.
Do they look in order?
They do. They do. I mean, they have their statements. They break out in the 3 parcels that are there. The per acre price from Spangler is $180 an acre, and one from Crossroad Family Farms of Fortville is $289.53 per acre. So that's what they boil down to.
Pleasure of the commission.
I'll make a motion, we accept the bid from Crossroad Family Farms.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Ed, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Henry. Yes. Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes. Next, we have the access agreement. Mr.
Yes.
Brook.
This is an access agreement for property that was transferred to the abutting landowner at 1700 East McGalliard. This is to allow access for future work at McGalliard. This was part of the resolution with the city on this particular transfer. The statute allowed the transfer of the 174 by 80, I think, is a small little parcel, and this is to allow the access in the event that the city wishes to do some work out there.
This is kind of cleaning up some stuff.
It does, it does. It finishes it all up.
Good.
I make a motion, we approve the agreement.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Ed, can you call the roll, please?
Henry.
Yes.
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes. Next, Advanced Security Resources LLC, quote, Tony Skinner.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good morning, Tony Skinner, Delaware County Sheriff. So what you have before you is a quote for a new X-ray machine. The X-ray machine in this building at the front door is over 15 years old and it's not serviceable anymore. The parts are either impossible to find to repair it or very hard to find and very expensive. So what we're asking for the commissioners is a replacement unit. We'd like, the metal detector that you walk through is fine. It's the X-ray machine that we're talking about that needs replaced. What we would like to do is ask you to purchase one. If that's done, we would take that new machine and put it at the Justice Center because the Justice Center gets nearly 4 times as much traffic as this building. And then we would take that machine and put it here at the county building. That machine out there is approximately 8 or 9 years old and is still in very good condition. But the price that we have on this quote is $22,820. That is, that's delivered price.
You know what they'll charge for moving that?
The shipping on it, oh, well, I kind of was under the indication from Captain Brown that they would do that for us. So I'll double check with that.
There'll be no price for them moving from there to here.
Not that I know of.
Okay.
If there is, we'll work it out with them and we'll take care of that. But I think that I won't put that on you guys.
And Sheriff, do you happen to know the one out at the YOC, how old it is?
It's the newest one of the 3.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we're good there.
we do need to start putting it in our budgets once in a while.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, I move we adopt. Sounds doable.
Where we gonna pay for it from?
Well, surely you were
Take it
going
out
to
of
look at
edit.
our edit.
You wanna-
Either
you wanna
out of
put it-
edit or we got the building thing in the yard, we could use it to purchase it. One of the two. So.
I'll second the purchase.
Have a motion and a second. Ed, can you call the roll, please?
Henry.
Yes.
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
King.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I'll have, Captain Brown will spearhead this project, so I'll have him work with you on that, okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have the local roads and bridge matching grant. Angie?
Good morning, Commissioners. This is a standard boilerplate NDOT contract. This is for the recently awarded community crossing grant. They award us 1.5 million, the maximum. So I just need your approval. Forward to that.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second for approval. Ed, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes.
Thank you.
And this will be on, I just thought we might put it in the record, what
Oh,
roads,
sure, I'd be happy
What
to read
road
them
you're-
off.
so people can be happy.
These are all resurfacing, some have milling, some don't.
Right.
But in general, it's Wheeling Avenue between Airway Road and State Road 28. Cowan Road between County Road 400 South and 600 South. Cowan Road between State Road 67 and 400 South. Hoyt Avenue between Fusion Road to the city limits. 850 North between Gaston Town limits to Wheeling Avenue. County Road 700 South between the Madison Delaware County line to 950 West. And County Road 875 West between Corner Road and Henry County line.
And we want to thank our state representatives.
Absolutely, we're very fortunate.
Thank you very much.
Have no ordinances or resolutions for today. We'll move to department heads and elected officials. John, I know we want to talk about the bond agreement for the mental health and
Yes.
rehabilitation center.
I sent a draft of the, final draft of the build, operate, transfer agreement and the participation agreement to all of you. as well as to Dustin. We had the conversation last week about finalizing those documents. I think they're ready to go. I'm also pleased to announce that the state budget agency has awarded Delaware County $2.5 million for construction of the regional mental health facility. They approved that at their April meeting for Delaware County to get that grant. We are applying for additional funds because the legislature amended the statute to increase the 2.5 million to up to $5 million for the construction. So we'll be applying for that, additional funds for the construction of this facility. You already have money in your ARP plan to build this facility, so all the money we get for construction is going to operations. State Senator Alexander was a big help in getting that legislation moved forward and getting us not only the 2.5, but also amending the statute to increase that 2.5. Delaware County was the only agency that submitted a proposal to the state for the construction because we're the farthest along. And we had the best proposal. No one else applied for it. The original pot of money was $10 million and they awarded us 2.5, so they still have 7.5 million left in that pot for the next 2 years, so that's why they increased it. So the bot agreement gets us started, gets us moving forward, and I think that we're in the final. Dustin's here to talk about it. I believe that he sent everybody the site diagram and the plans to take a look at to get started, and they've been working closely with the mental health services provider, WellPath, on getting this put together. So I think we're ready to move forward, sign those, and start construction as soon as possible.
Do I have any questions for Dustin?
Yeah, did you happen to bring any hard copies? Because I heard there were some changes and I wasn't sure where the changes were.
No, I don't have any copies with me. I didn't, there's not been any changes from what we had sent you 3 or 4 weeks ago.
At one time, I thought, it was going to be the men and the women were going to do their mental health together, but our plan is they're going to have separate units.
There are 2 separate sides to the facility for sleeping wise, but in talking with WellPath, the classrooms, they will interact and be together. There's multiple rooms for that.
40 tops.
If you remember, Sherry, when we went to Nashville, they were all separated in that unit as well.
Well, I can appreciate that, but I thought we were doing something a little bit different. And that's coming in at under 8 million.
Mm-hmm.
And the utilities have all been.
Yeah, the the budget includes all of the off-site utilities that we need to extend to the property. We've been working with everybody on that. It also includes a $200,000 FF&E allowance for furnishing the facility, so it should be a turnkey when we're done and transfer it back to the county. WellPath can begin operations.
And when do you go out for your bids for your?
We have already, includes the bids. We went out to bid about 6 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Prepare the
this is-
GMP.
This is the final price. This is where it is from their subcontractors. Subcontractors are on board. They've set the price.
Yep, we're ready to submit for permits and start construction once we
Who's
get
going to be
permits.
the overseer?
We are.
You don't have that person's name yet, I'm sure.
The guy's name's Chuck, who will be on site
New-
day
a
to
new
day.
guy.
Yep.
A new guy.
Anything else?
Nope. Glad to get it started.
Get a motion and a second.
I make a motion, we approve the agreement.
So move.
Have a motion and a second. Ed, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Henry,
Yes.
Ms. Reagan,
Yes.
Mr. King,
Yes. Anybody else under department heads and elected officials? If not, everybody have their weights and measures report.
Yes.
We'll move to the payment of claims in the amount of $2,225,849.91.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second for payment of claims. Ed, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes. Next, we'll move to the payment of ARP claims in the amount of $62,660.15.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Ed, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes. Next, we'll move from public questions and comments. We have Mr. Ben Ranfield.
Morning. My name is Ben Ranfeld, and I reside on East Woodside Road in Albany. It connects the 2867 highway where the bridge is being reconstructed with Old Granville Road. The construction traffic there has been awful since this has started. We got people speeding, we have extra vehicles, we have semis, we have construction vehicles, dump trucks, you name it. My concern is the safety of myself, my neighbors, my family. I almost get rear-ended every time I leave my house and try to go somewhere. If I lived somewhere else, I would definitely try to take another route, but it's where I live, so I don't really have an option. The barriers that have been placed, I think are helpful, but they're getting moved constantly. I don't know who's doing it. It doesn't really make any sense, so I assume it's, nothing official because we want something consistent so folks kind of know what to expect. We've had accidents, at least, a couple every week. There's one yesterday. The intersection of 28 and Old Granville is particularly bad. It's a two-way stop sign for those crossing the highway, but we have a lot of people stopping on the highway because they're waiting to turn. And that in turn makes other folks think, oh, maybe I need to stop. And then people don't know what to do. Someone tries to go, someone else tries to go. And I think that's what happened yesterday. I came up on it right after it occurred. I've called NDOT. NDOT has told me it's the county's fault, it's the sheriff's fault. I've called the sheriff's department. I was repeatedly told, yeah, I know it's an inconvenience. I don't really care if it takes me an extra 10, 15 minutes to go somewhere. I'm concerned about, the safety of everyone involved. And then lastly, I would just say the actual, the roads themselves are also being damaged, with them not being quite wide enough for two cars to pass easily. And we get these, larger vehicles on there. The edges of those roads are being driven on, people's property and yards are being driven on. And I assume that's going to be another construction project once the bridge is completed. I know we're all trying, but we got to do something better. If the traffic situation doesn't change, I assume we're probably going to have a fatality or serious injury before this is through.
Yeah.
So they've asked for, yesterday, the police asked for 28 and, Old Granville to be a four-way stop. So I know that was discussed in construction meetings. So hopefully we can get that done to try to resolve the issue at Old Granville and 28. As far as Woodside itself goes, we could put some concrete barricades up there, which we may have to do. We knew that was a possibility if the construction traffic kept trying to use that road. We can get those put in place as well to try to help with that situation. The guys went out and worked on the barricades this morning. I had them do a little work to those to try to help with the problem. Another issue is people's moving state barricades, not only ours, but they're moving state barricades. I called the state 1-800 number this weekend, and I didn't get any results. I ended up going out Sunday morning and moving the barricades myself and putting them back in place. So I know Tommy is, he and Bobby have been running those barricades daily on the weekends, as have I. So we're trying to keep on top of the barricades. I would ask the sheriff if we could get a little more assistance out there with some kind of traffic help. I know there is, they are speeding a lot out there, and it's a bad situation, but Sheriff, do you think you could help us with some of that a little bit more? Okay, thank you. Okay. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. Tommy, you want to explain how did you video those roads to so we can get our money back?
Oh, I can go into that a little bit. We did go through and had, I had John and Kyle, video all those roads prior to, the closure. I know the bridge has been inspected prior to the closure. I mean, we've done about everything. We have hard closures out at the, bridge on Granville, try to keep trucks off of that bridge. I mean, we've tried to do everything we can.
Yeah, I was up there Monday and on 700 North and had to pull over when a semi came towards me, and it's bad.
I have a meeting, I've been trying to get a meeting with, Mr. Alexander and some of the state officials. I was hoping that was gonna happen this week. I wanted them to see the amount of traffic that was on the road, and try to get some additional signage put up.
It seems to me also like at 3 and 28 that the signs are there before the semis get there. But as they look down towards Delta, you don't see any blockade to remind them they have to turn. So we've just got to do some more signage. And I do like the idea of using some of those big cement.
We can put some of those on Woodside.
Yeah,
Tommy, we'll talk about that.
hope we can get it better for you.
Thank you, sir.
Roger McConnell.
Good morning, my name is Roger McConnell. I'm the music director of the America's Hometown Band, a entity that has its roots back to 1902, when the American Federation of Musicians first established a concert program for recreation, for economic enrichment of their musician members. Since that time, a lot has developed. The previous conductor of the American Federation of Musicians Band was my friend Paul McDaniel. Paul did a marvelous job and retired, and I have been involved at that since 1988. I'm also a emeriti professor from Ball State University, having finished 51 years of service to Ball State. Of more than 2 decades of that, I was director of bands and professor of theory and history. My reason for being here today is to support America's Hometown Band. I am basically representing more than 100 musicians, not all at one time, but we have, as your page 2 represents a lot of auxiliary groups that are a part of that, and it is a service with love, of the love for music, the love for education. As my statement said, I really am pleased that we are coming back from COVID. We were almost dormant for a couple years. My last few years at Ball State, I endured the online and non face-to-face programs. But I'm a technology supporter all the way, and I can do it, but it's so much better to be people to people. And that is why I'm asking your support. I want to support people that are providing music for our citizens, and also a little bit of an economic incentive for our folks to get a small support from our government. The economic development funds are what we are seeking. We're asking for $25,000, which is about a little more than a third of our budget. We have, particularly in the last couple of years, done fairly well with private fundraising, and the city has really stepped up and helped as well. But we are expanding our programs, particularly the outreach that I mentioned. We are my friend George Wolf and colleague is one that is spearheading that. I am advancing in years, and I'm trying to get the stage set so it has a living museum kind of approach. And we are particularly pleased to be positioned to carry that forward. And my presentation today is to encourage all kinds of arts activities, but particularly the one that has its roots. My background in civic bands is I was in high school in Kokomo, Indiana, the Kokomo Park Band, kind of legendary in many respects, and also the Lafayette Citizens Band. I was fortunate enough to have a teacher that was involved with both of those, and I had the opportunity to play, and I was thrilled to have the opportunity to come and do that in Delaware and Muncie, Indiana. I thank you very much. I'm looking for that kind of motion to carry forward.
Thank you.
Roger, appreciate your service.
Okay, thank you.
Table this, or,
Yeah, we have to look. I mean, I don't, 25,000 is a big ask right now, I think.
I move we table it.
I'll second it.
A motion and a second to table. Ed, can you call the roll, please?
Ms. Henry,
Yes.
Ms. Reagan,
Yes.
Ms. King,
Yes. I don't believe we have anything else. I'll entertain a motion to recess.
So moved.
Second,
A motion and a second to recess. Ed, can you call the roll, please?
Ms. Henry,
Yes.
Ms. Reagan,
yes.
Ms. King.
Yes.
Okay.